Sick Days Podcast. What's up, everyone? I just want to say thank you to everyone who pre-ordered a shirt. I now have enough money to have 2 mics and an interface and some cables and some mic arms, so the podcast is going to go back to 2 microphones that work properly. That is my friend Link's dog in the background. He's curious. But this episode with John is still filmed with 1 mic, and then the next couple are still filmed with 1 mic. But after that, we'll have 2 mics. I just want to say thank you again to everyone who pre-ordered and everyone who followed. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy this episode with my friend John. And we talk a lot, so enjoy, and don't forget to follow.
Tax fraud.
You're
like, did you? Like, when did
Please
you
don't
hear
listen to that about my taxes, dude.
No, but I definitely listened to that. Shay turned it on, and I was like, oh, I gotta listen to the rest of this now. I'm too invested.
That's too good. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sick Days. Today I got your boy John. He's a longtime friend. John, do you want to say hello?
Hello, it's John, longtime friend.
I met him through Starbucks, and he's one of the people I love talking to, and it's always a fun time. I haven't seen you in 2 to 3 years?
Besides, one time seeing you in the lobby in my store, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all it was.
John and I met through working at Starbucks and became super good friends that way.
Yeah.
He's an awesome dude. Today, I'm at his place, and you might hear cats and dogs in the background running around. He has a lot of pets, and it's freaking sick, dude.
Love my animals.
I love each time I come in here, there's always a bunch of different animals. And a cat just tried to get on there and sniff the mic. So if it does, that's fine. It'll be okay. But
it'll be a good time. What's going on?
I haven't seen you in forever.
I know, it's been a while.
I miss you.
I miss you too, man. It's been too long, to be honest.
It's been extremely long.
I'll sit there, I'll be at work sometimes, and I'm like, damn, be a better vibe if Carlos was here. I'll tell people too, about the different things that we did back then, because it was way more fun.
Yeah, Starbucks was different.
COVID times too.
COVID times. That's when me and John met. I transferred to your Starbucks.
Yeah, at Adobe.
Which is the Starbucks I originally worked at in Red Bluff, here in Red Bluff, and COVID happened immediately. Pretty much. It was so funny. Did I tell you how mad I was when after I transferred? Yeah. COVID hit. And Starbucks was like, we'll pay you to stay home.
Oh, I know.
And before that, I was technically a single father, and my apartment only charged me $200 a month for a 2-bedroom. That was clean. Yeah, and then I moved to my mom's.
That's insane.
And I was paying $700 a month. And Starbucks was like, we'll pay you to stay home. And then my apartment complex that I moved out of, they did free rent the whole time during COVID.
What?
Yeah, I was so upset because I could have gotten free rent. And Starbucks would have paid me, so I would literally be chilling.
I would hate figuring that out afterward too.
I was upset, dude, and yeah, it was just crazy times. I remember do you remember the day they did the whatchamacallit, when they made everyone stay inside the first day?
Yeah.
That week when they're like, hey, everyone's gonna have a 2-week or 3-month.
I remember it because I remember being at home and just. Well, and I was in my last year of high school at that point in time. Mm-hmm. And so I was sitting there first of all, cool, no school. But also, the first time that I'm ever hearing about some sort of weird pandemic.
Yeah.
And I remember having these, that's when you had those first thoughts of, what the hell's going on? Is this real? Are people lying to us? How long is this going to last, basically?
It was
a good 2 years, you know?
Dude, it lasted so much longer than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That same week that they were putting the ordinance to lock down everybody, that was the word, lockdown. Animal Crossing came out, and I was so stressed because am I going to be able to get my Animal Crossing copy? So immediately when I got off work that day, I called GameStop. I called GameStop. I was like, hey, can I get my copy here? Because I pre-ordered in Chico, and they're like, yes. I'm like, I booked it over to GameStop.
Please.
I need to get it. I don't want to go to jail for grabbing my fucking Animal Crossing copy.
Dude, and then I sat there and questioned, well, what if I did leave?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, there's nowhere to go, but what if I did? What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Should they not be at home too?
Dude, my family was freaking out. My mom was telling me, don't go drive outside after hours.
Well, and I went and drove, because they had a curfew, right?
There was a curfew.
You had to be, at home by, 10 or something.
Unless you were... What's the word they called us?
We were necessary.
We were necessary workers.
Man, I forget the actual word for it though.
But we were basically compared to nurses and cops. So
yeah, we were just as needed as the nurses and cops.
Yes. Howdy.
Hi.
This is John's girlfriend. She's jumping in. Say something to the mic.
Say something?
Yeah, say something.
Hi, everyone.
She's heading to work, and it's okay. We're going to keep that in there. Do you remember what we were called?
The Essential workers.
Essential workers.
We were essential.
Yeah, Starbucks employees were essential workers. I don't know how they managed that.
Without coffee, where are you gonna go?
Exactly. And we got so many people coming in. We were packed.
We did. We had to close the lobby though, so
Yeah,
we did
that was
just
fun.
have. We used to be able to play our own music in the lobby, which was
That
cool.
was the best part.
Right when Lil Uzi came out
Yes.
with Eternal Take.
Eternal Take came
And
out. That was too good.
It was too good.
That was a good era, dude.
It
Like,
was a really good era.
I had a
when
lot of.
Bean Kobe, like all that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We used to bring our speaker into work, and
Oh my god.
that was such a vibe. I sit there, and sometimes when I'm listening to songs at work, because they give us the little, really
They give
stupid,
you the little iPad thing.
well, yeah, you know, the stupid radio stations they have
Yep.
on there that have
Yep.
the really mainstream songs from whatever era. And I'm like, man, if only I had Eternal Take on, I'd be getting these drinks out so much faster.
I know there was a Taylor Swift thing for a second, right, where they only played Taylor Swift songs, and I
Yeah,
attribute
and they
that to
had
her
the-
winning her records.
The Tay Latte or something.
The Tay Latte, the flat white, but ha ha ha.
I
ha,
mean-
bad joke. Someone came
What
into
can I
Starbucks
say?
one time and went to the drive-thru and said, "Can I get a Taylor Swift?" And we were all confused. It's like, it's a flat white.
That's actually pretty good.
I know,
can't
dude.
even
I was
lie.
like, I was dying. I was like, good job, dude. That was a good
You're
job.
like, you know what, good one.
Here's the drink for
It's
free.
better than them asking for a tall blonde.
Yes, that's one too. And there's always that weird guy who's like, I get
Yeah.
2 tall
I still-
blondes
I
and
got-
a brunette.
I've got this weird guy that comes through, and any of the girls that are on my floor, he'll still be like, "Can I see you smile?"
Ooh,
Or
ooh.
he'll hit him with the, "I'm just staring at the," or like he's just enjoying the view. Basically, that's what he'll say.
That's scary.
Well, you probably know Ed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think. No. I'm thinking of a different Ed.
Maybe.
So at the Starbucks I worked in Orland, there was
Is
a
it
guy.
Big Ed?
He was a big
Is
guy.
he bald?
He's bald. Has a
Does he
mustache.
have glasses?
I don't know if he has glasses, but he had a mustache.
Because this guy goes through Corning and through Red Bluff. Like
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's
I've
there to
noticed-
stalk. No, I'm just-
I worked at like 5 different Starbuckses, and they'd all get the same kind of people.
Yeah.
The doctor guy.
Oh,
Do you know the doctor?
who is he?
Well,
What's his name?
He comes in and gets like 15 different drinks for his office. Has he ever come to you guys?
Alex?
I don't know. I don't know who he is.
I'm like,
But
man,
he
I
would
know
come
a
into
few.
Orland, middle of peak, ask for 15 drinks for his office, and I'd be like,
Yes.
fuck,
It would
dude.
be like 7 a.m. or something.
Yeah, and it'd be horrendous. And then when I moved to Red Bluff, he would also be there like on a Thursday. And then when I
He
moved
did.
over to Anderson, he would fucking be there
No
ordering drinks. And I was
way.
like, dude, why do you go to every single Starbucks and do this? This is
Well,
annoying.
and you gotta assume he's working at the same place. You'd think.
So apparently he like
Goes to
oversees
different
a
ones.
regional amount. So he's
Oh.
probably super wealthy.
So like, I get this one guy that comes in on Fridays and he orders 15 drinks. His name's Alex, but then another guy comes and picks it up,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll ask for us to get it done in a certain time. But then when we don't have it done at a certain time, because it's in the middle of peak hour, how are you
Mhm.
gonna get 15 persons drinks done at one person?
Yeah,
It's just not gonna happen.
it sucked.
And then another guy will come pick it up, and he'll get mad because we don't have it done. And we're like, this isn't even, you aren't even paying for it.
Starbucks really doesn't care when you have an influx of orders. You know what? I'm not rehireable at Starbucks. My last manager put me as non-rehireable. It was my fault. I left early because when I opened up my skate shop, I took a leave of absence. Then I left Starbucks.
Yeah.
And then I came back midway through my skate shop, and I got hired at a different Starbucks, a Starbucks in Orland, where I used to work. And I left. I said I would work there for at least 6 months, but then I ended up leaving 1 month before that during Christmas time.
Ooh.
And obviously that upset the manager because I was a shift lead and they needed shift leads. So they put me as non-rehireable. I don't blame her. Like, okay, but like, I can't go back to Starbucks unless they lift that, which they won't. I can't even go back right now, even if I didn't have the non-rehireable because of the court stuff and Starbucks does background checks. So they would not let me work anyways.
Oh,
Like,
God.
I can't
Damn.
go. I can't go for like 5 different reasons. And so anything I say there, I don't care. Starbucks, you can fire me again.
What is Starbucks gonna
They're
do?
gonna-
They can't even do anything to me, really.
Exactly. You know what? I'd come into Starbucks late at night for my deep clean. Sometimes I wouldn't work. Got 'em, bro. So many times we like messed around at Starbucks. Like,
Oh man.
we used to have a homeless guy who came in when I worked with Jose. You remember Jose?
Yeah.
Yeah. His name was Floyd, and he would order a coffee with 2 tall sugars and cream. And one time he was missing for like
Oh, I
5
remember
or 6
that.
months. We were worried about him.
I don't blame you.
I would drop a coffee every week for Floyd. I'd spill one. I would spill a coffee
That's
in the
great.
lobby during
Uh,
deep clean. I've had a photo of Jose just like we're both spilling coffee on the floor, and it was
That's,
we cleaned it up afterwards. But
you just leave it there.
yeah,
No, but that would,
Floyd was a great character, and it turns out he went to the Orland Starbucks every once in a while too. So he was locally known in the area. He's a funny homeless man.
we just don't get any homeless people where I'm at. The only homeless people we've had are like they're hitting our windows and pulling wires out of the electrical boxes and stuff.
Were you there the one time a homeless guy grabbed a cup from the window?
No.
No, one time I was working at Adobe, and this homeless guy, he grabs a studded cup. I think it was like the red one or something like that. And he grabs it, and someone's like, "That man just stole a cup." And I look out the window. I'm like, "Hey man, can I have that cup back?"
I need to give it to you.
He looks at me and he's like, "Okay," and he just gives me the cup back. And it was really funny because the manager at Adobe, he was like, "Don't ever do that again."
He's like, "Please don't talk to him."
Yeah,
Like, you could have gotten hurt or something.
Yeah,
right?
he could. Rebel people that are homeless are crazy.
They are crazy. I've had people break into my house here. I've had
really,
yeah, and I mean,
we're in
but
danger.
but then you think about it. I've got like all these electronics, and he took prom dresses.
Really?
So it's like,
Homeless
people on Red Bluff are they're just crazy.
Yeah,
he did take a hiking backpack, so there was that.
He needed that.
He stuffed it with prom dresses. So
what's
like, what
was he thinking he was gonna do?
I don't
Like
know.
go to Red Bluff High and just like
he took one of my gun cases, but there was no gun in it. So what's the point?
it
It was pretty easy to
No
open,
loot.
so you would have known before you left.
Yeah. Maybe he put the prom dress. No, he put him in the backpack most
Yeah.
likely.
Well, and they had gotten in through like a window or something. Somehow got it open and shimmied some really skinny lady through it. I assume because
were all your
everything else was
animals?
locked. Oh, I mean Monty was in the back, but he's locked back there.
Oh, so he couldn't do anything.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
he would anyways.
Yeah.
He's really tough behind a door,
Yeah.
but like,
Once the door opens.
but he does that to everyone. As soon
Yeah.
as the doors open, he loves them. He's like, oh my gosh, so many different smells.
That's fucking. Oh my god.
That's just Monty though. He's
Yeah. I assume all the cats were like hidden away.
oh yeah. Well, I mean they don't like. I'm surprised my other cats are out here right now, to be honest, because
Yeah.
we only have a few that are social enough to be around like
Yeah.
random people.
Yeah. We're currently. This guy over here. What was his name again?
Winston.
Winston. I originally took care of him for a little bit, and then John adopted him. And my cat Jojo, for some people that do know, they didn't interact well. He was a little kitten, and Jojo was about a year old by now, and Jojo's like kept swatting him in the face. I was like, okay, we gotta get rid of you, dude, because Jojo's being a douchebag.
Now they're like the same size.
They're the same size. I think he could take Jojo. Is Winston snipped?
Yeah.
Okay, Jojo's snipped too.
Jojo's probably. Oh, Jojo
But-
snipped too.
Jojo snipped, but
Oh,
also
yeah.
Jojo's lived outside.
Yeah, he's
For
got
like
that-
2 to
well,
3 years now.
He lived outside until he moved here about 5 months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you just got back in?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just had to throw him back inside. He keeps
Yeah.
trying to get out, and I'll be like, Mm-mm.
We just let Jojo out at this point, but we live next to a field. You
Yeah.
live right across a Walmart.
That's why I don't like letting him out. It's just because people literally like yesterday I was going across the street to get in my car, and someone was just doing a burnout like at the stop sign, and I'm like, oh, normal things.
Red Bluff has aggressive drivers.
Yes.
So does Chico, but Red Bluff is a little angrier.
Yeah, like my neighbor, he used to be like one of those guys who had 3 different motorcycles that were clapped out. Sounded crazy, pretty crazy. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And he used to pull out of his driveway, and the only time he would rev it as loud as he did was right in front of our house. And I'm like,
Why?
why wouldn't you want to rev it in front of anyone else's house besides your neighbors?
You're trying to be an alpha.
Well, I'm like, you could do it.
Yeah.
Just why right in front of your house?
People are wild, dude. Remember the time we got hit by a car?
Dude, I talk about that because we literally got hit by that old lady, and then
Yeah.
she came back by and was like, "Are you okay?" And then just still drove off.
Yeah. So what happened is me and John were recording a video. We were at this point. I think I was trying to review every taco truck.
Yeah,
in
we
town,
were reviewing taco trucks,
and we were having a good day. You know,
We're just-
skated over there.
walking around.
We finished our
skating.
food, and we're like,
It was
"Oh,
pretty
today's a good day. It's fresh."
Good
and then
vibes.
we go across this crosswalk, and there's this old lady there, and it's our turn to walk too. Like it says walk, right?
Yeah.
And as halfway through, this lady starts. She pushes
She
on
just
her.
starts inching a little
Yeah,
bit.
dude. And then she got faster,
And you
and
could
like
see it, and then all of a sudden we were just on her hood almost.
I barely skated away. Like I hit the like. The
And
headlight,
I
and
did
John's
like a
on the
roll
car.
on the
Yeah,
car
yeah.
and like went over it, and I didn't even. It was so fast, I didn't even feel like I was hit by the car. But then I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, my hip kind of hurts.
Yeah, dude. Like
She just drove off.
my spidey senses were tingling at that point. So like
Yeah.
I hit the headlight, but I also pushed myself out of it.
Yeah.
But you were still.
I was like
You were right
rolling
behind me.
on the hood over it, and I'm like, bro, what the hell?
And the lady looked at us.
She did, like in the eyes.
as if we were the ones who hit her car.
No, yeah.
And she just drove away. And we were like, dude, did we just get a hit and
No,
run?
and then she came back
Yeah, she came back.
like a
and-
block and a half later and just stopped on the road and said, I think something along the lines of like, "Are you guys okay?" But didn't even stay long enough to get an answer.
Yeah.
Drove off again.
Yeah. And we could have gotten her license plate. We didn't
We
call
weren't even
anybody.
thinking
We were like,
about it.
whatever. But then like a week later, you sent me a photo of your hip.
Bro,
and
I
it's
was like,
bruised up.
I was like, damn, man, I didn't realize I got hit that hard.
And I swear to God, that rest of that year, you were like, my back's been hurting.
Dude, yeah, it was pretty interesting. Well, because I'll tell people at work about it sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I got hit by a car one time. I was just trying to review tacos.
Yeah, that was like so many interesting things happen out here in Red Bluff.
They
Like,
really do.
I noticed I'm angrier when I live over here.
No,
Both times when I moved
Dude,
to Red
this
Bluff,
place stresses me out when you have to interact with people.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I was just trying to. My landlord moved my garbage can, so I have to go across the across my buildings to go and throw it away. I go and drive my truck there because I'm too lazy, and this guy comes out and he's like, "What are you just throwing trash away in random people's trash cans now?" And I'm like, "Dude, I live here.
I live here, man.
I'm like, why are you being? I tried to give him a wave. I didn't get any wave back, so I stopped. I'm
People
like,
are mean.
I said, "How's it going, man?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?" And he's like, "What are you just throwing away trash here?" And I'm like, "Dude, I live here." Told him my address, and then
I lived here for 7 years.
yeah, I'm like, I probably lived here longer than you have. I'm like, don't tell me that I can't throw away trash in my trash can.
Oh my god. Yeah, people are weird out here, man. Like, even okay, I'm saying this. My mom said don't say it, but I'm saying it. She doesn't listen. I hate Red Bluff High School.
Yeah,
They suck, dude.
they do. I mean, I went there.
He's been there, yes. My mom told me this morning that
People are horrible there.
she's been trying to get an internship at the Red Bluff High School, and they don't do paid internships and stuff like that. But she got her credentials and stuff,
Right.
and she needs to do an internship to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And Red Bluff High School kind of like denied her an internship, and she's becoming a Spanish teacher,
Right.
right? And the two Spanish teachers in Red Bluff are both white.
Right. I know them.
You know them, yes. We won't say their names, but they denied my mom a internship there.
And when you really think about it, it just would make a whole lot more sense.
It would make a lot of sense. And the crazy part is, people at Chico State, the superintendent of Red Bluff High School, and multiple other certified teachers who are retired were messaging these two teachers as like, hey, why don't you do this? This is good for her career. It's good for Red Bluff.
Right.
And they just did not respond to anybody.
Oh, wow.
Nobody.
I mean,
Even
that's just blatant.
one of my mom's friends, who's her mentor, my mom's mentor, who's a retired teacher, was also a mentor for one of the current teachers. And even my mom's mentor messaged that teacher twice and didn't get a response from her.
Which is... I mean,
So that makes me like, what?
I mean, when it comes to that high school, it's just really weird because I feel like, in an essence, they just are kind of...
I am just going to say this, that I've heard this over and over again, that Red Bluff High School has pushed out Hispanic teachers.
They're kind of racist.
John said it, not me.
I did.
Thank you, John.
I was like,
Red Bluff's a weird place, man. Didn't we?
I mean, I tell it to people all the time.
Oh, yeah, John.
Even
Thank
when
you,
I'm
John.
working at Starbucks, like I don't. People know it. It's
What-
not like that. I'll talk to people and they're like, yeah.
Yeah, dude. One time, working in the Antelope Starbucks, I had control of the sound system, and for Cinco de Mayo, I played Mexican music.
Yeah.
Right. And so many people came in like, "What is playing on in here?"
Oh my god.
It was a lot of old white people. It was really funny. They're like, "What the? This
You
is
put the 80s station on and they don't question it
They
though.
don't question it exactly. It
You're
was
like
just
whatever.
like, they're gonna listen to some Peso Pluma.
Hell yeah.
You're gonna listen to some
As
freaking
they
Bad Bunny.
should.
Exactly. But Red Bluff's really weird in that aspect. I've always felt a little hostile towards anybody here.
They are. It's definitely a part of their culture too. I
Yeah.
mean, like when you're in high school, there's
Yeah.
cliques.
There's
The cliques that aren't okay with certain kinds of people.
Yeah.
Like for me, I was kind of a bystander. I kind of had an in with every kind of group, but
Yeah.
I wasn't super good friends with any of them.
Yeah.
So I kind of saw it all, but I kind of decided to not be a part of any of it.
Yeah,
Which was
exactly.
a good thing. I think it helped my character later on in life because I didn't ever choose to like
Partake.
or think the thoughts they were thinking and
Yeah,
take them
dude.
and make them my beliefs.
You're a certified Hispanic to me.
I appreciate you.
I don't know if I'm even allowed to give that. Both my parents are completely Hispanic, but I'm giving you the pass. You're coming to the carne asada.
Hell yeah. I'll
That's
be
what I'm
there.
saying. Let's go when I
Every
have
time.
when I have money. When we reach a certain group of followers, and then we still don't have an advertiser. So if you are listening, and
We'll
you-
have the barbecue podcast.
barbecue podcast. Yeah, that'll be sick.
That would be
live stream.
Yeah, live
Ooh,
stream
a live
barbecue
stream.
podcast.
That'd be good. Oh my god, I'd love that. And we can invite all the homeless people in town.
No
Yeah.
sides,
Yeah.
only barbecue.
You know what I was thinking? The Floyd, the homeless guy.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's interacted with the guy who took my identity. Because
You
I
could
got
ask him.
I could ask him. I gotta find Floyd. He's inaudible though. He talks like this. He goes blah 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 blah
I
blah.
lost my ID not too long ago. and
Really?
I was skeptical about it after hearing your situation.
Yeah.
And so obviously I canceled all my cards immediately, but I was
As you
just like,
should.
but I was like, damn, my ID. I'm never getting that back.
Yeah.
So I kept thinking about some homeless man had it, and then finally yesterday I get a call from my stepdad, whom I used to live with, and that's where my ID from the time had that address on it.
Yeah.
He said, "Dude, I got your wallet. It came in the mail. Didn't have any cash in it," which I'm like, whatever. Whoever returned it can keep the cash reward. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But I was just so happy that I had my
That's
ID
nice.
back. I know. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
But I was like, damn, that's so weird. And they ship it without an envelope or anything. If you go and bring a wallet to the post office, they just throw it in there and wherever it ends up.
What?
And the only way they would have found out, because in the mailbox, it was just my wallet.
Huh.
It was just a wallet chilling there. And it's a mailbox where it's numbered. It's not the actual address.
Yeah, it's
so
like
the mailman actually...
big box.
Yeah, so whoever returned it was actually the post office.
Aw,
so
that's nice of them.
It was definitely interesting to have it back, which I still don't. I have to go grab it. That was yesterday that I found out that it came
sick.
back.
Well, shout out to that Good Samaritan.
Exactly. Shout out to them. But I still wonder how it got there. Like, I wonder if the postal service will send it there without an envelope, and they just every time that it needs to go somewhere, they look at my ID. There's the address.
That's so wild.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, you got
Kinda
lucky because the homeless man, I assume, I assume he's homeless at this point.
I mean,
he probably is. Because one of the arrests, or not even an arrest.
I mean,
they
it's
never
gonna be real
arrested
hard
the
for him
guy.
to get a job.
It's
I guess not.
hard for me to get a
And
job.
I'm like, I guess he might be having his own ID too.
Who knows what he's doing?
That's so crappy.
But
how can they misidentify someone 3 different times like that?
that's what I'm saying.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
My attorney gave me some information on one of the. I don't even know if it was arrests, but calls
Right.
or whatever. They probably didn't arrest the homeless guy because they know they can't keep him in
Yeah,
jail.
he probably wants food anyway.
Yeah, and apparently the guy's 5'2".
Yeah.
So it's a short homeless Mexican guy who's clean shaven in Red Bluff. So
we're gonna find. No,
we're gonna find. Yeah, no. That'd be next episode. I'm putting on the homeless guy who took my identity. That'd be such a crazy episode.
That would be insane.
Why'd you do it?
Why'd you do it?
He's gonna have to panhandle for me now to make up for lost wages.
Yeah,
I won't make him do
You
that.
still get paid, but I get 75% of the cut. Okay.
You can still use my D. Don't worry about it.
It gives me story.
I'm producing content from this. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Exactly.
What if that was a conspiracy theory that it's not, okay? What if I'm pretending that this homeless guy, I gave the homeless guy my address to cause all this to happen?
When it comes to like, I feel like it happens often when it comes to people that were blowing up, that started to stop blowing up. They start doing really crazy and drastic things to keep themselves like, I guess.
I don't follow like any streamers, but they always pop up on my feed like Aiden Ross.
Something random and stupid.
I hate Neon.
Neon is so bad, dude. I know.
I'm not gonna I hate
I don't
saying
get.
that, but
I
like,
don't get it. I just don't get why you would want to be in those situations and why you would allow people to like treat everyone and yourself like that.
I
all
hope
the
he
time.
somehow hears this and then calls me out and like, yes, call me out because you're
Please.
making dumb decisions.
I don't get
I don't
it.
know you at all, but you're making dumb decisions. And okay, I'm done talking about him.
Yeah. We'll leave him out of this. We'll leave him
Yes,
out of
leave.
this.
Sorry, dude, but yeah.
But damn.
But TikTok does get like that, where people get famous and then they drop their fame, and then their,
Well, I mean-
their new TikToks pop up and they're just doing crazy shit.
Well, and if you're on social media, you have to see it basically.
Yeah.
Even if you block the accounts that post it, another one will. That it's not even a news
Yeah,
related thing, or
there's
it's not TikTok related at all.
There's so many TikTok accounts that just clip other accounts and then just upload that.
It's pretty bad to be
horrendous.
honest. But
Horrendous. But
It's honestly, I don't know. I use more YouTube nowadays, like YouTube Shorts, than I do like anything like TikTok or anything.
Aurora has control of my YouTube Shorts.
Oh, okay.
So they're always like,
Like Baby Shark.
no, she hates Baby Shark.
Oh, really?
She's like, Dad, don't play Baby Shark. I hate it. I'm not a baby anymore. And
That's great.
last time you saw her, she was only like 3 or 2.
Yeah.
She's
It's
like,
been a little while
she's a
now.
human, dude. She's
Yeah.
a human.
Well, it's like my niece. She's 6 now,
Uh-huh.
and every time that I see her, I'm super surprised.
It's freaking.
Love you.
Have a good one. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
my
okay.
girlfriend leaving to work.
Yes, it has to be like that.
It has to.
Eventually, we'll get a studio, John.
Yes.
And we'll have privacy, and it'll be good. And it's gonna be
It's gonna
fantastic.
be a good time.
I wish I used the skate shop
Oh, as a studio.
as a podcast studio, but I wasn't thinking clearly at the time.
I mean, just like that little like setup that you had where you could sit down would have been great too. Having
would've
the
been-
camera pointed
dude,
at
it
you
would've
guys
been
just chilling
so
there.
good.
Have a microphone or something.
I think I was just like so in my head about everything that
I mean, it's
totally
always
spaced out.
afterward that you think about the best things that you could have done.
Yeah,
Which I
hindsight
mean,
is 100 or 2020, however that saying goes.
yeah.
But
But I mean, that's for the future, right?
yeah, exactly. One day
all that
we'll get it
matters.
back. We'll get it back, baby. Thank you to everyone who's been pre-ordering shirts. I have enough to buy some new equipment, so I think probably 2 more podcasts from this one. So probably in March there'll be better sounding audio. So thank you everyone who's been pre-ordering your shirt. You guys rock. But yeah, dude, like
I mean, honestly, I couldn't complain about the audio. When I was listening to it on your last few podcasts, it wasn't bad.
thank you, John. I appreciate that.
I'm like, I'll never hate on the mic.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. But what else has been new with you, dude?
I don't know. I mean, besides working all the time, I mean, I've been waiting for the fast food, like, the $20 an hour thing to happen.
Does
But
Starbucks qualify for it?
So it does, but
Ooh.
then I question because when you start working at Starbucks, you get minimum wage.
Yep.
But I've worked there long enough to where I get $3 more than my minimum wage.
Mhm.
Like I make $18.24 as a barista.
You're still a barista?
Hmm?
I thought you were
Well, I'm a
shift lead.
trainer.
Okay.
No,
So you
I
haven't
never
been
got to be a
promoted?
shift lead because Starbucks screwed me over 4 different times with that. And I passed 3 different shift interviews, and I passed them. So if I ever applied for another position, it would be mine without having to interview.
Yeah.
But now the issue with Starbucks is they have so many people, and they're worried about paying them, that they won't hire anyone. They'll only transfer
Wow.
them. And so they won't open up the hireability process.
Yep.
Without the hireability process being opened, I can't, like, steal the spot.
Yeah.
Almost.
That's insane. I know I took my chances and I was like, I need a nighttime job. Maybe Starbucks will hire me.
Yeah.
And even knowing the manager, there's too many transfers already. Like,
Mhm.
there's too many people trying to transfer. Albeit, I live in Chico, so we get a lot of college students.
Yeah.
So during summertime and I think midwinter is when they need people because everyone just leaves. That's probably when
Yeah.
I'll apply again. Maybe if they'll hire me. Again, they won't hire me.
They
Just
might.
kidding.
You never know.
I'm going to open up my own coffee shop and we're going to call it Barbucks and it's going to be great. And we're going to make our own drinks. I really want to open up a coffee shop.
I mean, I don't blame you, man.
I want to do it
would be a
so
good
bad,
time.
John. Will you work for me?
I mean, I would.
Will you be shift lead?
As long as I get 18, at least.
Over 18. You'll get 20.
Hey, I mean, like, if I'm making more money than I am now, who cares?
That's so crazy to think about because when I left Starbucks, I think I was making 22, 23 an hour.
And I mean, that was my raise after this year. So, but my question is, since I make more money than the other baristas,
Yeah.
when their raise goes to 20 and my raise goes to 20, are we going to be making the same amount of money, or will I keep my raises? Will I be making 23 and they make 21? Like, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Because it would be kind of silly if all of the time and effort that I put into the company, and pretty much the only way they pay you back for your time and effort is those little raises,
Mm-hmm.
if they just take them away
Mm-hmm.
and say, well, you're getting paid $20 an hour. I'm like, well, I've been
They
working here
might.
also 4 years longer than everyone else.
Starbucks is weird with it
They are weird.
because
It's question. Well, and you asked Dave, which is our manager. I don't want
Yeah.
to say too much, but he's just doesn't have a lot of information on it, and I
Yeah.
don't think they want to give out any information on it because they want it to, like, slowly but surely fade into nothing. Hopefully, but it can't because it's a law now.
I haven't stepped into a Starbucks a lot at
Yeah.
all because since I don't get discounts
I
and
mean,
free
I don't
stuff,
blame you. I don't go
it's so
there.
expensive.
I literally don't go to Starbucks beside to work. I
Hell
can't.
yeah.
I mean, I level with the customers sometimes with the fact that it's so damn expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
within the last 4 years that I've worked there, the price has doubled.
That's so insane.
It was like, what, $3.25 for grande mocha when I started working there, and now
Uh-huh.
it's $6.45 or something.
No way.
Like, it's outrageous. Every time we have a drop, they raise the price, like, of an add-on to 10 cents. They add on to it, and then, I mean, everything is so expensive.
Do you
And-
guys still have the same amount of people coming in?
Yeah.
Or has it died down?
Yeah, I mean, same amount of people. If not the same amount of people, then they just pay more, and we get that, and that'll
Whoa.
get our sales up,
It-
which
that
is
was-
crazy.
That was always curious. I was bewildered how often it would be really busy. I'm like, dude, this place is expensive. How are we getting more
No,
people
it's
coming
fine.
in?
And I
I
still
thought we
get
were in
it.
a recession. I thought everyone was broke. How come everyone still comes in
Dude,
freaking Starbucks?
First of the month, everyone comes in
That's so
because
wild.
they all get paid,
Yeah.
whether or not it's biweekly or monthly. That's usually when they get paid is the first of the month, and they come in, and
Yeah.
we get 7 grand days, and we usually have 5, which is just a
Whoa.
lot.
Do you ever think that maybe some of the Starbucks in town will close down?
I would say yes,
Mhm.
but I feel like they would have already
Yeah.
because of the fact that they all make a similar amount of money.
Yeah.
They would have to question which one would shut down, and then it would be based off of, like, people and
Yeah.
who's working there.
And they kind of own the properties they build up. Most Starbucks is, from what I've
Well, like-
standalone Starbucks is they own that property, so they don't have to pay anyone
Antelope,
else.
I think they own that one.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure though.
Yeah, the other ones are like strips.
Yeah,
So
they
rent.
definitely rent those.
Yeah.
But it's
And-
still worth it because they make enough money to rent it and gain profit, and that's
Yeah.
pretty much what I think their threshold is for keeping a store.
Especially in
Because
downtown.
they did close some.
They did.
Not here, but just
In
heard
bigger
about
cities?
them closing quite a few different Starbucks just based off of the fact that they couldn't pay people enough to stay there, and there weren't enough people that wanted to get paid that crappy amount
Yeah.
to keep it afloat.
That makes sense because
Well, there was like
Up here in the North
unionization
State.
happening too, so it
yeah.
was
So what was
interesting.
up with that?
I don't know.
Did you unionize, John?
I don't even I did
Are
not.
you union, John?
But I definitely saw a bunch of people like I saw it all over social media walking out of different Starbucks, just deciding that they didn't want to be a part of the company anymore, and their manager was like, "Oh crap, why is everyone leaving?"
That's so funny. And they still can't get hired?
You still can't hire anyone.
Yes, hello.
That's Loretta.
Hello,
She's
Loretta.
very vocal.
Yeah, is she hungry?
No, she just wants us.
She wants the attention. Loretta,
Yeah.
what do you have to say?
Loretta.
There we go. Thank you, Loretta. Yeah, she wants to unionize.
She's
With all the other
for the
cats in
cat union.
The kitty union, please.
She says they aren't getting paid enough to eat the food I buy for her.
More kibble.
Yes.
Are your cats like selective on the food they eat?
I don't know. I just feed them. Oh, I feed them for health right now, which whenever we go to look at dog food or cat food brands, it's always like you got to look for whatever meal is in it. If it's a corn meal or a chicken meal, it's bad. You want to get or like byproduct, not what you want.
Yeah.
You want like full chicken as the first product.
A nice helping of chicken breast.
Interesting. Or, whatever animal is in the food, but
JoJo's eating Purina 1.
Yeah,
he always eats that one. Healthy cat, whatever. I don't even know if it's actually healthy, but he's hefty boy now, so I guess it's working.
I gotta be honest. The only reason why I've changed it is because sometimes if you buy the cheaper stuff, their poop will smell really bad. And when there's a lot of them and you gotta scoop it a lot, you don't want it to smell bad.
It's like humans. If all you eat is chicken sandwiches, bro, your poop's gonna stinky.
Exactly.
Stinky.
When
he's happy. He's jumping.
He wants you.
Hello, Winston. You're a good boy, Winston.
He'll try to come up and grab you so that you keep petting him.
Yeah. Oh, you want the attention. Yeah. JoJo bites me still. I saw him before I came here. I went to say hi to my mom, and he let me pet him and stuff like that. And then immediately after 10 pets, he's like, shows me his teeth. He's like, "Let me eat those bad boys on you."
He said, "I've been waiting for them."
Yeah. This is for taking my balls.
He's pissed.
He's mad, dude.
That's why I have my girlfriend take both of my male cats.
Really?
They don't know that it wasn't me.
Oh, they just pee all over her stuff.
They get to see her.
That's so funny. He was so sad, dude. The first day, it was like
they look so sad because I mean, the way that I think about it is they probably obviously they don't have the same thoughts as us.
Yeah.
But they definitely know that part of their manhood is gone almost.
Something they know that they were drugged.
They're more animalistic, so they're more like I'm man, this is woman.
Yeah.
Like men cat do very different things than girl cats. And I think they really do get depressed for a while after they lose them. I would too.
It was a pretty bad day for JoJo.
And they say that if you're a guy and you get like an actual human, they had that guy on the Game of Thrones.
The Tunic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just kind of lose some of your I would say maybe just your testosterone almost.
Yeah. It produces testosterone. I know JoJo.
I'm not a scientist and I don't know much about human anatomy, but I know that it'll change
how you think.
Exactly.
And what you do.
Chemicals in your brain.
JoJo got snipped, and this was the same week that I was opening up the shop, and he also got a flea treatment.
Oh, heck yeah.
So he got snipped and a flea treatment, and they told him don't let him outside.
He was sad.
He was super sad, and so he was in his little cat cage.
Oh, my God.
And I had to go open the shop. It was opening day, and I come back, and he had diarrhea after his surgery, and so he was in his little cat kennel, and I opened it up, and he was covered in poop.
The poor guy.
It was a horrible day for him, and I had to give him a bath because it's like he's covered in poop. So he got his balls snipped, got put in a cage, and then he just pooped himself. It wasn't a good day for him. And he had a bath. So
my dog Monty, one time, well, there was a few different times. I have this humongous metal cage. It was like the most heavy duty one you could buy off Amazon because he would chew through any other cage if I didn't get him one with like big steel bars.
Yeah.
And so I did. He couldn't get out of it, but he did not have a fun time in it. And one day I came home, and I think he had eaten some sort of candy off the counter the night before, and oh man, was it everywhere. His poop it trailed everywhere.
Jesus.
And there was a little tray under it so that it would catch whatever, if the cat or whatever animal was in it did do something. It honestly looked like a lion cage more than anything. That's how heavy duty it was. And it was all over the side of the wall of the cage, all over the handles and stuff. It rusted part of it.
Sorry.
I feel like I'm getting attacked.
Yeah, like my thighs are getting clawed. Oh, it's okay.
You can give him a little
whack,
if you need to. He's kind of nosy.
It's funny. He looked curious. He was trying to grab the headphones.
See, he still wants you.
You're okay, Winston. At least he's not biting me.
No, yeah. He's not the biter. We have all of our other ones might just if they get pet too much, basically.
How many pets do you have in total?
I've never counted. So technically, Well, we have 2 dogs,
Yep.
5 cats,
Yep.
3 lizards,
You have 3 lizards?
and then there's fish. Yeah, I have
Oh, and you
more,
have the fish,
I have
huh?
more lizards in my room.
What?
I'll have to show you.
Yeah, show me afterwards.
But
I'd love to see them.
in the fish, which we're doing something new with that fish tank soon because I'm tired of some of those fish in there. Like, they're not big. They're supposed to be in a pond, not in
Yeah.
a fish tank. And it's a
Yeah.
55 gallon, but it's not a pond.
I appreciate how much you care for your animals, John.
I do a try.
All
Like,
my fish have died.
we have an iridescent shark. Well, our the biome in that is super set up, and so pretty much any fish could probably survive in that fish tank just
That's so
because it has
dope.
a really good just has really good nutrients and everything in it.
Sometimes I watch on YouTube people making their fish tanks.
It's
and
fun.
It's super chill.
Aquascapes are awesome. And
They're
they'll do,
so
like,
cool.
I watch these competitions they'll do in Japan of aquascaping, and they look insane. I'm like, imagine having this piece of art in your house.
That's so
They have a
dope.
competition for it.
Yeah. I saw this one where they made like a I forgot what it was like, but it was like an open tank,
Yeah.
and they have like little lily pads all over it,
Yeah.
and you can only see the fish through those things. It was super
Yeah.
cool. I love
They
watching
have
it.
like the little holes with and they have the duck leaf around it or
Yeah.
something.
Dude, those are
I know
so
exactly
cool.
What you mean?
Did you hear about the world's largest non-standing fish tank
What?
in Europe? I think in the UK.
Non-standing.
It's like floating fish tank. So it was
What the heck?
in a really big hotel, and well, it's not like floating, but it has like beams under it, like
Okay.
to keep it up. It doesn't touch the ground. If that made sense.
Yeah,
I
so
think
it's floating. Basically.
more or less.
Basically.
Yeah, it's through side pillars
As
from the
floating as
hotel.
it could get.
Yeah, and it's huge. You can take an elevator inside it, and
You're like in it?
you're in it. Well, because it's like, you know, those round fish
Yeah.
tanks where it's hollow on the inside, but all the fish are
So
like
the
that.
elevator's on the inside?
Elevators on the inside. You
That's
can take it to your floor, so you can see that, or you can stay in one of the hotel rooms that
Well,
can
I
see it
mean,
from
like,
the lobby.
It's a lot of water.
It was
Like, that's a
over
big
100-something thousand million gallons or something, a really big number of gallons.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
been
like,
really popular, but it
Obviously
broke.
it's not the oh it broke.
Yeah.
How?
I didn't watch the rest of the video, but I saw that
Is it like bad?
it shattered,
Oh shoot.
and it had
That's
over
not supposed to happen.
it had over 10,000 fish.
And it all had to have gone somewhere.
It-
And it's up in the air too,
Yeah.
basically, right?
So what happened? This guy, he was covering a shift that day too. Nobody died. Nobody died
I
from
mean, I
this
can't
fish
even.
tank.
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
That's a
and
lot of water.
he was just working. It was a night shift, and he hears something, and he goes outside his office to open the door, and literally just a wave of water just splashes him and hits him, and the force was strong enough to make him go through a wall into the candy shop that's in the hotel.
Holy crap.
Yeah, dude, it was. And there's no footage of it. No camera was placed
That's insane.
on the angle of the fish tank to see it shatter, but
So it just broke.
it just broke.
And it just.
I guess I should finish the rest of the video. Look it up, guys. Giant fish tank breaks. But there's like
show up.
tons of fish that were dead because they're all like saltwater fish.
Well, yeah, and they're all. Oh man, that's a big tank. You got to imagine.
Yeah, dude, it was
Oh.
pretty hectic. They saved some fish. It was just,
Well, it's like I think about if this fish tank ever broke, I'd be pissed if all that water got in here.
yeah, dude. Yeah, it got
I
into
mean,
the
that probably
streets and everything.
ruined the hotel for a while.
Yep. I don't know what
I
happened.
I doubt they put it back, or
don't-
maybe.
I didn't finish watching the video. Maybe they'll try to do it again.
You
Maybe
never
they'll learn
know.
their lesson. But
Oh man.
yeah, man. So it sucks for those fish.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something different with that fish tank. I've got an iridescent shark in there, and they're supposed to be able to grow up to like 3 to 4 foot long
Oh shit.
in the right conditions.
Yeah.
And that guy's like 7 inches, and that's as big as he's getting in there, which I feel bad about.
Yeah.
And same with my Plecostomus in there. I want to just get rid of all of the fish besides my cleaning fish.
Yeah.
And then I want to do either a beta sorority or just get one pretty male beta and do like smaller guppies or something.
That'll be hype. That sounds like a good plan.
It's not bad. I was thinking about doing newts at first.
These sound cool.
They're cool. They're really cool. I still want to, but I don't like how it looks when the fish tank isn't fully full.
Yeah.
Like even now when a little bit of the water evaporates, I don't like that.
Oh.
But
And Winston just like kissed my ear.
he
You're a
said,
good
I
boy,
want
Winston.
attention.
All right, Winston.
No, but
Yeah, dude,
It's pretty
that's
embarrassing.
really cool how you're like really into the fish tank stuff.
I don't
I
know,
want to be into it. I've never really had any other pet fish since I was like a little kid. My daughter's grandpa from her mom's side, they had 2 goldfish. They won at a little fairs,
yeah.
and they've been alive for over
Dude.
10 years.
I had a goldfish that I won at like some sort of children's fair in October when I was a really small child, and the fish survived for 5 years or something. And of course, when you get it, it's like probably an inch long, but after a while, it was like this big, probably like 4 inches,
That's sick.
2 inches around. It was a big fish. I named him Thunder. had a whole proper burial for him.
Oh,
I think they like introduced him to some city water or something, and that killed him. Because you gotta have like.
they got the fluoride in
I think
city
he was
water.
he was on well water up until that point,
Uh-huh.
and it was bad. You know, his scales started getting all bloody and stuff, and he died. I put him in the freezer for like a week. A week later, I finally found the time to go outside and give him a proper burial.
It's okay. That's similar to what they do to humans.
I had a little candle like from a birthday cake, and I lit it. And I was like,
did I tell you that for a little bit after the shop closed down, I was just doing random jobs, and one of the jobs I did was moving dead people.
what?
Yeah, dude.
How was that?
It was interesting. It was just like what you said with your fish.
Well, because my brother-in-law, he's a firefighter, and he moves dead people a lot.
Yeah.
And he tells me about stories where people are just oozing juices
Yep.
and like some nasty
bro.
stuff.
It was. I worked for the biggest cemetery in Chico, Newton and Braswell. You know what I'm saying? I just found the job. I applied to it because I was always interested in dead people,
Right.
and I was like, I should just try it.
Naturally.
Yeah, I should just try. And they gave me the job and they trained me. And for my training, I went out and did like 5 or 6 different bodies. And the process was really interesting because what they do is they just call you up and you go to old folks' homes or you go to hospitals, right?
And then you just gotta.
You kind of like go into there and you get the body.
That's crazy.
And everywhere's different. The first one I did was at the hospital in Chico. And I have a guy who's training me. Really interesting dude from Sweden. It's an old man from Sweden. He's retired, but he just does this on the side.
Wow.
Yeah.
On the side.
And he takes me to the hospital, Enloe, and we go through this hallway in the back, and we're driving a hearse, right? But it's not like a normal hearse. They decided to get like a Honda Odyssey. And the reason
Odyssey. Got the van.
not the Honda Odyssey, but they did that because it kind of relieves pressure, or like when you see a hearse, people are like, "Oh my God, someone's dead." But if you see a Honda Odyssey, you don't think about it.
No, you're like, "Damn, it's the Honda Odyssey."
The Grim Reaper in a Honda Odyssey coming to get you. That's Monty being excited.
Monty wants toy time.
But he took me and we go to the basement of the hospital.
Yeah.
And he was showing me the process. Like as soon as you die, they put you in a fridge in the hospital. Sometimes, other times they you kind of pick up the body there. And what he did was they put you in a lift when you're dead in the basement. And so they strap your arms, or they strap your body, and you pull this lever. It's really funny how it's really comical almost, but you pull a lever and it lifts up the body, and you kind of like swing it a little bit to get onto the stretcher they give you to put in the hearse. And you take it back to the funeral home that I worked at, and you put like their name and their number or something like that. I forgot. You put a wristband on their ankle.
Oh man.
And so you're touching the bodies and stuff like that. And then you put it in the fridge. So like there's this body fridge. That's like anyone who works at Taco Bell, the backroom fridge, that's what essentially it looks like.
Oh God.
Like there's like slats to put the bodies in, and at the time it was really busy dying time for whatever reason, and you kind of had to stack the bodies on top of each other.
Yeah.
It was such a weird process. I did one of those. I did one at an old folks home, and that one was interesting because the person freshly died, and their family was still there.
Oh, that sucks.
So you're like, I gotta take the body, and they're in the room, and you ask them to leave and stuff like that, and you're just like, the body was still warm. And I was just like, ugh.
That's probably the worst part about it, because you're probably used to everyone being a little cold by then in the fridge already.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh God, this guy he was freshly here. He was here a little bit ago.
Yeah.
That's weird to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, my only instance where I've ever had to, I mean, like when it's like a lizard when I was a kid, if it died, it wasn't as big of a thing. Like I had a cat die though, and they put him down in my arms.
Oh.
And like I got to feel his lifeless body, and that was one of the weirdest things for me.
I bet.
I mean, while it was really sad when I was there, thinking about it now, it's like, holy crud. That was probably my first instance where I was like, this guy's not coming back.
Yeah.
He's really just not.
Yeah.
He's gone.
It's weird, dude.
It is.
It was an interesting
I can only
thing.
imagine having to deal with the bodies, and then just like, you're like, damn, this was a person, and they're just not there anymore.
Yeah.
It's really strange to think about.
It was an on-call job, and it was like $15 an hour.
Yeah.
But each time I picked up a body, it was a bonus of $75. So
I mean,
So
you were like, I'm trying to pick him up.
yeah, and he called the game. It was on call, so I get calls at 3 a.m. Like,
oh crap.
yeah, so I'd have to wake up and get dressed, and I had to dress formally,
Oh,
and
crud,
so I'd have to
'cause
look
you gotta-
nice. Because you don't want to look like some guy in
No,
sweatpants to pick up a
picking up the
body.
body.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the body.
Hey guys, I just
Yeah, exactly. And but it's a weird incentive they give you
Yeah.
to like every body you get $75. That's how much it's worth to pick up your body. For anyone wondering,
if you wake up, $75.
$75. And it was just really weird because I picked up so many dead bodies in that short time frame that it kind of took away any romanticism of being dead for me.
Yeah.
Because the guy who
Because
was
you're like,
training
damn, this
me,
is gonna happen.
yeah, some guy like me, some goofball. What was that?
It's ice machine.
Oh, ice machine. I was scared for a second. Some random goofball like me is gonna come over to your body, pick it up, put it in the stretcher, and take it away for $75. And so I was like, damn, this is gonna happen when I die. And it's awkward and funny at the same time because you're trying to put another body on top of a dead body,
Oh god.
and you're just like, don't fall. Generally, they'll have 2 people if the body's too heavy, but if
Yeah.
it's just like 150 pounds, they'll kind of send you on your own.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to make sure the body doesn't fall over, and it did not happen to me. But the guy who was training me was telling me you got to be really careful moving the stretcher around because the last thing you want is the body to fall over and tip. And now you're gonna have to try to pick up the stretcher and the body, which is really awkward because it's strapped to the stretcher, and you don't want anyone to see that.
No.
And the way he said it,
Like he had done it.
like he
before.
had done it before. And I
Oh,
was like,
God.
his number one tip. So I'm just thinking in my head, like, oh my god, this guy's dropped the body
Yeah,
before.
this guy literally dropped it. He had to pick it up in front of people.
And in Enlo, the back area where you go through, it's like 2 corner ramps, so it's like awkward.
Right.
It's really awkward to try to get it, and body almost tipped on me.
Oh god. You're like, no.
No, not today, not today, not today. But luckily that didn't happen. But yeah, it took away any romanticism of me dying, because it's like as soon as you're done dying, again, some random goofballs can come pick you up.
It's like I think about people in my family dying, and when I sit there and I question, well, where do they go from then? You
Yeah.
can't just leave them in the room.
Yeah.
Gotta have Carlos come picking them up.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I didn't get to stay long
Someone
enough to
call
get hey, Carlos needs to pick up a body. I got $75. Anyways, this is my proposal for anyone who wants their body picked up. I'll do it for $75. You know, support the little guy, not the big corporations.
He's
But,
a professional now.
Yeah, I'm professional. But I wasn't there long enough to do the hardcore stuff because they have Coroners Month is what they called it, where they would get calls from the police officers and stuff like that, and they pick up bodies from accidents. And the
That's
week I was
probably
there,
sad.
yeah, that's what they said. It's kind of traumatizing. The week I worked there, I didn't go on this call, but I went in and they were like, "Hey, yeah, we just finished picking up a body from a abandoned house, and it was some homeless guy there, and some people called and complained about it, about some homeless guy living, and
Right.
they found the homeless guy's body rotting.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, and they said like if there's ever an accident, you'd probably be the person to come out and get the body from a car accident.
Oh god.
So I was just like,
Yeah.
damn, son.
You're gonna try it. Well, and then like, oh man, there's so many questions I have. Like, are they gonna do anything with the body before you get there? Or are you gonna go to the car and have to pull them out of the car?
I think they pulled him out of the car,
Right.
and then I grabbed the body afterwards to go
Okay.
take it to the coroner's office and
Because
anything.
I'm like, man, they're like, no, that's your job.
That's all
$75
you,
bucks
bro.
for you, man.
Just be like trying not to drop the body, getting blood all
You
over
gotta
me.
freaking take the seatbelt off. You're like,
Yeah.
ah.
They were telling me that sometimes there were calls like they had one on a really muddy, rainy day, so an RV to go pick up the body, and it was muddy, and so they tried to put him on the stretcher thing, and obviously
Oh, slippy.
slippery. They were slipping, falling, mud everywhere. Body was kept falling over, and there's just nothing they could do about
No,
it.
that's
It's-
just a really bad situation
yeah.
to be in.
So nobody was at
it's so
fault.
awkward.
Nobody was mad at each other. It was just like, look, nothing we can do here. This RV is in a muddy area. We just got to take the body so it doesn't rot.
Yeah.
So they did what they did, but
Do what they could, right?
Yeah.
Honestly.
the only reason why I didn't stay with that job was because they wanted me on swing shift on the weekends.
Oh, God.
And so I would have been with my daughter, and I didn't want to. I couldn't schedule any time with her
No,
if I
yeah.
did that.
That would make sense.
And I left, and they wanted me there so bad that they're like, "Hey,
Like, this guy seems fine with it.
yeah, like we like you enough to where you can work with cremation." They offered me a position to work with cremation, like they would train me and everything.
Oh my gosh.
But I'd still be on swing shift. So like, as enticing as it sounded, like to be able to pick up the body and burn it, as cool as that was, I had to say no.
You're like, damn it.
And at the same time, God forgive me, and I know I'm going down the hell for this one. I was also applying for other jobs because I was planning to do pick up the bodies at night I also applied for the hospital to put people in the hospital, like,
Oh, God.
to wheel them in.
You were just gonna do whatever you had to do with the
I-
body.
yeah.
He said, "I'm used to it. You know what? Maybe it's my new skill."
And I was gonna bring up this really bad joke in my head where I was like, not only do I take the bodies in, I also take them out. But yeah, but that was. Oh, it's the UPS man.
Monty, come here. Come here.
We're gonna.
Come
I'm leaving
Okay,
this all
buddy.
in. So if anyone
You guys are
listening,
wondering, I just have a ton of animals.
he has a lot of animals, man, and it's okay. What's he bringing?
Oh, they got the
What's she
Hello
bringing?
Fresh. It's for my mother.
It's like she doesn't live here anymore.
She doesn't even live here, and she still gets her mail here.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I think it's her excuse for me to come over to her house.
Yeah.
I have to bring her mail.
Bring her Hello Fresh. You leave it out
Okay,
there for a
bud.
couple days. It's okay, Monty. They're just bringing the mail. They didn't deliver that PS5.
See, but if we open the door, he'd be fine with them.
Yeah.
Doesn't even I've never seen him attack anything.
Huh. They're leaving, Monty. It's okay. It's okay, Monty.
Who's whining?
Oh, Monty. This will be good for the animal lovers who are listening to this. I
Yeah,
hope you
it's a
enjoy
little bit
them.
of animal ASMR.
Yeah. Little chihuahuas. He's going to go comfort the dog. This is a good time to segue to, again, if anyone wants to sponsor this podcast, $5 and I'll say your name over and over and over again, and whatever brand you want me to say, we love it, whatever it is. If it's a dildo company, hire us. We will give you the fund. You pay us to advertise your dildos. I bet they're great.
They could be.
John is back,
I am back.
and he's holding, what's your dog's name over here?
Pixie.
Pixie. Pixie was growling at me. There's been a streak of dogs that just not liking me.
She just
And-
doesn't like anyone.
Yeah, but
She'll-
Monty loves me.
Monty loves.
Monty loves
Monty
me.
loves everyone.
He knows I'm not gonna eat. I'm not gonna eat him.
Yes.
So,
yes.
but this one over here,
She's
looking at me.
skeptical.
She's like, look like dinner,
So I
huh?
heard that podcast. I heard what you were saying about those dogs.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I left that job,
I mean,
but
I
it was
don't
an
blame
interesting
you.
experience.
My brother-in-law told me about one time he went, and I mean, he works in like up by Chester. There's a town out there where it's just a lot of drugs going on.
Mhm.
Mountain town. Not a
Mhm.
lot of information going in and out of that place.
What town is it?
Oh man, I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's up by Chester. Before Roseville though, or not Roseville. Maybe it is. Don't get me wrong, I'm bad with my directions. But
No, I think I know what.
Monty, go
Monty
lay down.
doesn't even like it.
Go lay down. But he told
Is it
me.
Cohasset?
No.
Okay, because there's this town called Cohasset up there,
I'm
and
like, I
my
have-
boss tells me it's like the Wild West. It's like the Ozarks up there.
He told me, well, like, he'll tell me about all the people that he has to go and take care of, because obviously he's just for like 911 calls, basically.
Okay, he's like a
They-
dispatch, or
Yeah, he's
oh
a
wait, he's an
first
officer.
responder.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he'll be there whenever they call.
Uh huh.
And so they show up there, and their job is to break the door down and go find the guy.
Whoa.
The cops will get there, but they'll just stay outside.
Yeah.
So they're the first responders. They break the door down, go inside. One time they found this guy. He died in his bathtub.
No.
Bro was soaked.
Really?
He was just soaked.
Oh my god.
And they said that every time they touched him, he would like expunge almost. You know what I mean? Like he would just let out a little bit of water almost.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh man, you have to deal with that.
I can imagine trying to pick him up and he just slips out. Like you
Yeah.
try to like bear hug him to get him, just back in the
He was
bathtub.
just like,
so he just
like a
stayed.
sponge.
Did they know how long he spent in that
I
bathtub?
think he was there for almost half a day or more. And then they found him,
Jesus.
and it was like that. And I'm like, oh man, that does not sound good. Said they had to get like 6 different people to bring him out of the house onto the stretcher.
No way.
And then he was like, he was a big guy, so
Wow.
it wasn't a fun time. But yeah, he told me a few different stories like that, where it's just finding either people that are about to die that need help from them.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, if they're on a drug and he can prescribe a different drug that's going to keep them from overdosing, he's going to do it right then and there. And
Yeah.
That's what his job is. And I mean, been very few cases where he's been able to help them, and a lot more cases where they're either just tweaking or they're
Mhm.
just in a really bad situation, already dead.
Whoa.
Which is just weird to think about, but it was very common in that town. Like he'd get a call from certain people 3 times a week. And you have to go help people 3 times a week almost, that are the same people almost overdosing.
Jesus.
And he's like, yeah, he would tell me about them all the time. It's a crazy thing that people would have to like live with, to be honest.
That's scary to think
Yeah,
about. Like
that's
imagine
the
all the
only other
kids over
time.
there
Yeah.
who have to.
Well, I don't even know if there's a school there. I've never been there long enough.
I hope not. Well,
It's
for the
a
sake of the
really
kids, I kind of hope there is a school there.
Well,
so
yeah,
at least
yeah,
they
yeah.
can congregate and do something. But that sounds
Hopefully.
crazy, dude.
I know that there's one in Chester, which is probably 10 minutes away from where this place is, but
Mhm.
it was bad. And he tells me about it pretty much every other time. I mean, besides when they're on fires, that's what they deal with.
Yeah.
They're sitting at the station until they get a call and they go there.
Whoa.
But if there's a big fire, that's what they're on.
Damn.
But yeah, it's a big difference because imagine. Well, this is what I think about is if they're on a big fire, then who's gonna
Who's
go
taking
and-
care of those people?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right?
They just like no one to call. That's like a horror movie, dude.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anything paranormal out there.
Oh, definitely.
Has he said anything about that?
I mean, he told me that there's like you know how people think there's like skinwalkers.
Yeah.
In
Oh, he saw a
California?
skinwalker.
He thinks that.
Oh, that's so sick.
Well, and it snows there too, so
Yeah.
it's like it's creepy. I can only
Ooh.
imagine. You go out there in the middle of the night and you think about it for 1 second, and I'm like, yeah, I would see him too.
Oh my god, those skinwalker videos scare me.
They do. They're weird looking.
When I went to Idaho a couple months ago,
Yeah.
and so there's this long stretch between Oregon and Idaho where it's just empty freaking land,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a long road with just rocks
Well, it's like
everywhere.
when I go to if you go to Reno,
Uh-huh.
coming from like go through Chester from here, there's this point where you hit into Reno and it's just the gray field. It's really ugly.
Yeah,
It's just flat forever.
yeah,
And it's just kind of like, oh, I would hate to live here.
yeah. We pulled on the side of the
Looks like
road
you're in the Midwest.
for a break, and I was like, I swear to God, there's gonna be a skinwalker out here. There's gonna be something because it was like a cloudy, gray-looking day too. So I was like, this is the exact moment where one comes out and like
Right.
it just takes my body and just becomes me.
Bro, yeah, literally.
Yeah.
That's scary to be honest. Man, it makes me think about aliens though, because then you think about like, what if that's what they are?
You think skinwalkers are aliens?
They could be,
It could be.
or they could be some like they say that there's life that we haven't found at the bottom of the ocean.
You think-
Obviously, we would be able to find it if it was on the surface, but I mean, what if we just didn't look hard enough?
There's always new animals being discovered.
Exactly.
I want well, they just recently I think it already existed, but they finally got more footage of the glass octopus.
Yes,
You saw that?
I've seen those.
Yeah, that looks so sick.
And they found like I'm not sure, some other fish that was extinct. They found pictures of him chilling in the
What?
trench. And
Smell it, Winston. Smell it.
but they literally found pictures. They're like I remember seeing it on a meme.
Mhm.
It was like, oh, they died 1.2 billion years ago. It's like, nope, I'm right here.
Wow. Oh. You're funny, Winston.
Bro said I'm getting in front of the
He's
microphone.
he's the cover for the mic.
Yeah.
I wonder if they can hear him sniff. Can you sniff it, Winston? No? You're a good cat. I love that. Oh.
Starts licking his paws.
I hope he licks the microphone. Winston, can you lick the microphone for me? He was thinking about it.
He's kind of purring.
I hope they hear
I
the.
bet
I
you
hope
they-
I hope they hear the purring.
Me too.
Next
Oh, yeah.
time, John, what I'm doing is gonna have a little mic next to Winston.
Yes.
So you can just hear him go.
He'll get his own chair too, so
Yeah,
he'll
he'll
just
get
be
a
able
little
to hang
chair.
out. He's gonna be a part of it.
He's the pop filter right now. So
I've got a dog in my lap, and we've got the cat on the table
yes,
right now.
we just
so
need the fish.
We're going.
Has
Exactly.
Winston tried to eat the fish yet?
No, my cat.
That's nice.
My cat Gerard actually is the one who likes the fish.
Really? Does he like
He's-
look at the tank and just like paw at it?
Oh yeah, all the time. It's his favorite thing to do. But
I love
he's
that.
got such a weird personality to where you kind of just let him do what he likes to do.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't. He's very antisocial until he isn't. And,
Yeah.
like he's the only one of the cats that'll immediately come to you when you call him.
Aw.
But also he's strange. He's got a weird attitude upon him. I think he might have some sort of special needs. I can't lie, because just in comparison to the way that all of my other cats act, and he's always acted that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that cat. He's funny.
That's great.
He's the only one that lays next to me all night, no
Mhm.
matter what. He has to be sleeping next to me.
Wow.
And my other cats will lay like. I'm honestly really happy with my cats because of the fact that I've had a lot of cats in the past, and they aren't social, and it's kind of sad because it's like, why do we even have you guys? In the weirdest of ways, if they just sit down and do nothing all day, you're like, oh, damn, I didn't even pet you, I didn't even see you today. All these cats, they're always in front of me no matter what, always like begging for attention. Like Loretta, she's up there in the corner right there, and she'll stay on her cat tree for the whole entire day. But anytime you come up to her, she meows, stands up, waiting for you to pet her.
Oh my God.
And that's Fiona over there in the other cat tree. She's also the same way.
Wow.
But my boys are the most social besides Gerard.
I love that.
I don't have a lot of them.
Well, John, thank you for this wonderful conversation.
Of course, always.
We reached about like an hour, which is really solid.
That is really
And
solid.
I think I'm getting a call from my daughter's school.
Oh, fair enough.
So I think this is a good spot to end it.
That was a good time.
And I appreciate you, and I love you.
course.
And
I'll
it
be
was
here again.
wonderful
Love
to
you
see
too,
you.
man.
And next time, I promise I'll have better equipment.
Oh, this is fine. I mean, if we have to do this again next time, I'm just glad there's a next time.
Hell yeah, John. Well, do you have any last things to say?
I'm just glad that I was able to come on the podcast. I was excited. I listened to it a few times, and now I'm part of it, which is a good thing.
Thank you, John.
Of course.
I hope everyone has a wonderful sick day, and don't forget to follow the podcast. I'll put John's Instagram on the description if you want to follow him. He's an interesting fellow. And
I don't post a lot, but I might. You never know.
There we go. All right. Love you, John.
Love you, man.
See you guys. Have a good one. Peace.
Peace.